Solo leveling has given us some of the absolutely insane moments. And the craziest part, it all started with a guy who could barely survive an E-rank dungeon. Now, Jinwoo is taking down monsters that once would have destroyed him, commanding an army of the dead and becoming the hunter even the monsters have learned to fear. So, from his first real fight to the most insane battles yet, they are the 10 greatest solo leveling moments so far. And trust me, the higher we go, the crazier it gets. Jinwoo had spent his entire life getting destroyed by even weakest monsters. But after gaining the ability to level up, Kasaka became his first real test. His weapon couldn't even pierce its scales, so Jinwoo dropped it, fought it with its bare hand, and crushed that boss that should have killed him. For the first time, the weakest hunter wasn't so weak anymore. Dongsuk and his crew thought Jinwoo was an easy target. An E-rank hunter, they could leave him behind to die. But when they actually came back to kill him, the system gave Jinwoo a choice: kill or to be killed. And that's when everything changed. Jinwoo took down the entire group without hesitation and proved that monsters weren't the only ones he could hunt. Taeshik was a B-rank assassin who used his powers to kill people for fun. And when Jinwoo caught him in act, Taeshik thought an E-rank hunter would be an easy kill. He couldn't have been more wrong. Jinwoo matched his speed, broke his attacks, and took down the B-rank hunter like he was nothing. By now, the E-rank title was becoming a joke. Jinwoo was getting stronger with every fight until he met Igris. For the first time since he started leveling, Jinwoo was completely outmatched. Igris was faster, stronger, and nearly beat him to death. But Jinwoo refused to stay down. He fought back, found an opening, and took down the toughest opponent he'd faced so far. Beating Igris was only the beginning. After completing the job change quest, Jinwoo unlocked a power that changed everything. He could turn his enemies he defeated into his own soldiers, and with one simple command, arise. An army of shadows came to life, and standing amongst them was Igris, the same knight who nearly killed him. Jinwoo didn't just defeat his enemies anymore, he could command them. Jinwoo had just unlocked his shadow army, and the Red Gate gave him perfect place to test it. Trapped inside a frost dungeon, Jinwoo unleashed his shadows against an army of monsters. But the real challenge was Baruka, an ice elf who would actually keep up with him. So Jinwoo added another soldier to his army, Iron, and together they completely overwhelmed Baruka. This was the moment Jinwoo's shadow army became a real threat. Jinwoo entered this dungeon as nothing more than a baggage carrier, but when the High Orcs started crushing the raid team, Jinwoo stepped in. He summoned his shadow army, and suddenly, the hunters who were struggling just moments ago could only stand back and watch. Kargalgan tried everything he had, but even his strongest attacks couldn't stop Jinwoo. And once the fight was over, Jinwoo wasn't done. He turned Kargalgan into a shadow and added Tusk to his growing army. By the time Jinwoo reached the top of the demon castle, almost nothing could stand in his way. Then he met Baran, a demon king riding a massive Baran, with enough power to finally push Jinwoo into a real fight. Baran attacked from the sky, rained down lightning, and forced Jinwoo to a fight at full strength. But even a demon king wasn't enough. Jinwoo fought Baran down, finished him with his own hands, and proved just how far the weakest hunter had come. Goto Ryuji was Japan's strongest hunter, and he wanted to see just how powerful Jinwoo really was. So the two S ranks agreed to spar, with neither of them holding back. The moment they started, their speed shocked everyone. But as the fight went on, Goto realized something was wrong. Jinwoo wasn't just keeping up with him, he was starting to overwhelm him. And before things could go any other far, the fight was stopped. The Jeju Island raid was exactly going as planned until Beru showed up. Within minutes, he tore through some of the strongest hunters of Korea and Japan, and entire raid started falling apart. Then Jinwoo arrived. Using Shadow Exchange, he entered the battlefield and finally gave Beru the fight he was looking for. But even Beru couldn't keep up. Jinwoo completely overwhelmed him and ended the fight. And of course, he wasn't going to waste a monster that powerful. And with one command, Arise, the monster that terrified an entire island became Jinwoo's strongest shadow. Those were the 10 greatest solo leveling moments so far. If you love anime as much as I do, there's plenty more coming, and more iconic moments, crazy fights, and characters as well. So let me know your favorite solo leveling moment in the comment, and if there's any other anime character or story you want me to cover next, let me know that too. Subscribe to Night Latency, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.